So men's qualifying today, and Nicky Slater, who is there to look out for? Who are the big names? Who's going to take the gold here?
I think Alexei Yagudin is pumped up for this. He wasn't treated well at Europeans. There was some politics going on behind the scenes, and because he's moved to America, the Russians almost disowned him as part of the Russian team. And he also had his hand hurting, and it was a lot of stuff going on. So he'll be wanting to fight back and really, regain the title and go for it. I think Elvis Stojko has not had a good season, but he's so focused, and people are not saying that he could win, but he won't. His mindset will be thinking of nothing but gold, so he'll be going in there as well. Plushenko at Europeans is great. The jumps are fantastic, but the personality isn't strong. And Yagudin wasn't that brilliant at Europeans, and he left the door open. But I think Plushenko could, be pushing up there again, and if the crowd lift him, then that'll be exciting. And then there's Weiss, and then there's Timothy Goebbels, and I think it's going to be a really tight battle in the men's. And there's Apt as well, so it's almost like we'll have to see how it develops over the next couple of days. There'll be a lot of mind games, and I heard some stuff from the States and some friends about Alexei's hand. He's really hurt his hand. Now, in his mind, he'll be able to block out that pain and just go for it because he's so strong, I'm sure, when he's out there. But he won't be admitting that there's any pain, because if he does, the judges might look at him and think, oh, in their minds they'll be thinking, oh, he's not quite up to speed. So there'll be some of that happening too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Yagudin and that hand and how bad it was, but he's a pretty controversial character. You're talking about needing a bit more personality in skating. He seems to be a man who certainly does have that. I mean, he was thrown off the American tour last year for excessive drinking. What sort of fella is he?
We were talking earlier, and I said I can't imagine what that means, excessive drinking on the American tour, because having been on it, there is the odd glass taken here and there. So I spoke to him. In the States, we had a few chats, and he said, Nicky, I'm sorting it out. It's okay, And he seemed really settled, and he had his mum with him travelling round and all this. And I don't know. I think there might be a bit of talk about alcoholism, all this kind of stuff. And basically, if you're up against it and you've had a bad day and you have a lot to drink, you have a lot to drink. But I don't know that it's a problem for him at the moment.
You mentioned Timothy Goebel there, who I think he, made history this year at Skate America. When he managed 3 quadruple jumps. I mean, is he a guy that we should be thinking of as a gold medalist here?
I've never seen him skate live. I've never seen him, so all I've heard is how good he is. But what's happened with him, he's just left his coach, Carol Heiss, who really started him off and kept him going, and she's a former world champion. And he's gone with who was originally his choreographer, Glyn Watts, who's a British Ice Dance champion. So Glyn will be his main coach at the World. So there's a lot of emotional stuff behind the scenes for him. But he is got this major ability with the jumps. And he's one of those in the pack, because we're looking at quads, as well as the artistic content, as well as the spins. It's an overall performance. So I think the men's, if it lives up to its expectations, could be superb.
What you proved, of course, in Skate America. Okay, let's go over now to Nice and these World Skating Championships. And here we are on the French Riviera, very close to Monte Carlo. Championships moved from Brisbane to here because of a television contractual disagreement. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. The controversy runs and runs, Australia threatening to sue at the moment. And the skating staged in the 9,000 capacity Palais des Expositions in the heart of Nice.